Vaccination officers together with village health teams today moved door to door to administer the oral polio vaccines on the last day of the 3-day immunization exercise organized by the Ministry of Health. Dr. Daniel Chavaisi, the Director of Public Health at the Ministry of Health, visited several areas with the highest immunization numbers, as he also took part in the exercise. As the Immunization and Vaccination Commander, Chavaisi says the polio outbreak in the country last year in August gave the ministry a scientific way to create the mass immunization campaign, which has been a success.
In Uganda, in the month of August, we discovered that there was a community circulating polio infection in the sewage system. We had been doing environmental surveillance, and then we found that once you find any infection in the community, we declare an outbreak, because polio is destined for elimination in Uganda and in the world. So any infection found is taken to be an outbreak. So Uganda decided to go out and do a vaccination. So we started planning ever since August to roll out a vaccination for the whole children in the country.
Dr. Chavaisi notes that despite the challenges, the ministry has approached its vaccination target.
The boxes we gave them to vaccinate, to move with the boxes, those school boxes, are not enough. So we are saying they stagger them out. They first vaccinate in some parts of the sub-counties, then they shift to the next sub-county regions. So some districts are going to do almost 6 days, but because they are staggering how they do, that's a strategy for places like Kampala, Mukono, and all those very big districts like Wachiso and Mukono and Kampala. We think that given the 2 days numbers we are getting, that in only the first 1.5 days count, we've been able to reach 50%. So we think we are having a very successful campaign, and we shall be able to achieve our target of 95% coverage at the end of the 3 days or 6 days for the hard to reach or very huge districts.
He, however, says that if the 95% target is not met at the end of the 3 days, the mass immunization will go on for 6 days to have all parts of the country covered.
Have 3 days to roll out the vaccination. The immunization started on Friday, Saturday, and today is the 3rd day, is the last day. So we are saying that if we can bring out those numbers. For instance, on the first day alone, we vaccinated 3 million children. Yesterday, second day, we had vaccinated 1.3 million in the whole of Uganda. So that put our rate at 50%.
Dr. Chavaisi says the COVID-19 vaccination was halted to concentrate on the polio immunization, and that will resume next week.
So we first stopped COVID vaccination to give room for this polio, because we have children, over 8 million, 10 million children we wanted to vaccinate. And we have been doing COVID vaccination in the whole country, and we've been able to reach about 13 million people. So that's good enough for us to take only 2 weeks break, because it's the same health workers. They're using the same cold chain, cold boxes to vaccinate, and we are using the same fridges to keep the vaccine. So we need to use one vaccine coverage, so that we use the polio refrigeration. Once it's out, then we can restock and put COVID vaccination, and COVID vaccination should be able to resume next week.
According to the Ministry of Health, mass COVID-19 vaccination will also resume in the hard-to-reach areas, where they will also move to villages to vaccinate a large number of people, but the public has been advised to continue visiting hospitals and health centers to get vaccinated. Lucky Atire Ibinjira, CTV, PM Edition.